Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. It's Wolf and I'm bringing you another news video. Obviously it's tech news. First off, you can see that Razer lets you hack people's computers now. I won't say them directly, but it has to do with their plug and play software that automatically installs when you plug in a Razer device. Them allowing you to install their Snap software. This may be well intentioned, but it comes with a security flaw, according to a live hacker report citing a security discovered by this at John40 on Twitter. Apparently, plugging in a Razer peripheral causes the Razer Synaptic software to be prompted, download and install using a privileged Windows process using Windows Update. So with these elevated privileges that the installer is granted, it can be used to run unsigned code that enables a person with nefarious intentions to gain access to your computer. But one thing that they did mention, it has to be a physical hack. It can't be done remotely. So next story, ASUS has begun rolling out BIOS updates for motherboards to add support for Windows 11, even for processor families that Microsoft said would be left out of their latest Windows OS ever since the introduction of Windows 11. This message around specific hardware requirements has been difficult to pinpoint, as the company struggles to send a clear message on exactly which users should be looking to update their hardware and which should not. ASUS's new BIOS update will certainly add to the stirring pot, as they are being touted to enable Windows 11 support for Intel CPU families that Microsoft doesn't officially yet support. For the OS released Skylake 6th generation and Kaby Lake 7th generation, according to Microsoft. Only 8th gen, Coffee Lake and later Intel CPUs are supported by Windows 11. So this is good news for persons who have an ASUS motherboard with one of these generations of CPUs. They might be able to get Windows 11 when it comes out this holiday season. So on to the next one. And then more good news. Newegg trying to be the hero, offers refunds for or replacements to Gigabyte P series GM power supplies. So if you have been listening to the tech sphere recently, you might have heard about these Gigabyte GM P series GM power supplies exploding. These power supplies have been dead on arrival. Whichever units do work don't seem to last very long because they tend to explode when they hit overpower protection or OPP. But some units, when they do explode, they might also take valuable hardware components with them. Gamers Nexus has been reporting extensively on this issue, and in their testing they happen to lose a very expensive graphics card, and RTX 3090 I believe. So if you have gotten one of these power supplies with your new graphics card recently, do not use it and try to get something more reputable or more substantial, because in this time with how scarce most hardware components are for computers, it's best to use a known good power supply than to use this one that has been reported to be having malfunctions when factory new. Next, Intel Arc Gaming graphics cards to offer overclocking through official driver at launch. So yeah, Intel's new Arc graphics cards have been making the rounds lately because they're seeming to offer a lot of great stuff, great performance, ray tracing, even their own form of DLSS dubbed ZSS, that's XESS, Z super sampling. It's great to see such support for these features right out of the box. Good for Intel. And right here, Nvidia is being stupid. Well, I don't even know what to say, because releasing an RTX 3090 Super would be very, very, very stupid, because when they could produce more lower end, when they could produce more graphics card on the product stacks that they have currently, they're going to make a new one that no one seemingly needs. So they're going to make an RTX 3090 Super, the first GeForce graphics card with 1 terabyte of memory bandwidth. That's good and all, but how much is it going to cost? How available is it going to be? And will we be able to get them when they launch? That is the major issue here, because persons are still having a hard time getting their hands on GPUs that they want for their system, partly due to scalping, partly due to the shortages in the components needed to make these devices for PCs. So I'm not really excited about this news. I think it's a stupid move on Nvidia's part, but they're thinking from a point of view of making money. But this is a rumor from Copite7 Kimmy, which is a reputable leaker on Twitter. So it might hold some weight. All that remains is that when Nvidia launches it, enough of it. Intel already planning ZSS 2.0 and 3.0. So the Intel GPUs aren't even out yet and in the hands of consumers. They say they're coming with a competitor to DLSS. But how do they know what to do when they haven't tested on a wider range of video games to see how the first iteration of ZSS works? And they're already in preparation to make the 2.0 versions and the 3.0 version. It doesn't make any sense, but at least they're putting in measures to get a head start on updating their ZSS feature, because the first implementation isn't always good. Okay, some exciting news for AMD. So AMD Zen 4 Ryzen CPUs are confirmed to offer integrated graphics on the entire lineup, or that's what I'm interpreting this to be. So yeah, good news for persons who want to troubleshoot their systems that have not been posting without adding in a GPU to the system, because with the previous versions of Ryzen, the ones without integrated GPUs on them was a troubleshooting type of nightmare. You might not post and you don't know what the reason is. If you don't have a discrete graphics card that you can add into the PC, you wouldn't be able to find out what the problem was. So this is a good move by AMD. I'm not sure if all the CPUs with integrated graphics might be of a gaming grade type of graphics, but we'll wait and see. Let me see if reduce and list. So yeah, it looks like all the Zen 4 CPUs are going to have dedicated graphics on the silicon when they release. Okay, next, Samsung is doing something stupid again. This time it is disabling the cameras of the Z Fold 3 if you unlock the bootloader. So savvy enthusiasts who like to tinker have always been modding their phones, whether it's, well, mostly through software. And one way to do that is you have to unlock the bootloader to load on a custom operating system to your device. So what Samsung has done here to prevent persons from unlocking bootloader and loading on custom software to their device is to implement a penalty, and that penalty is to disable the 3 main cameras on the Z Fold 3. A similar message doesn't appear on the Z Flip 3 when you try to unlock the bootloader, but it doesn't make sense why they want to lock down this one specifically, or this is a foreshadowing of things to come with later versions of Samsung phones. So hopefully Samsung fixes this or remove this penalty for unlocking the bootloader, so that we can get to modify the hardware that we have purchased. Because I tend to tinker with my phone from time to time. Like one of the best reasons for unlocking the bootloader that I can think of is to install a custom recovery, because in certain cases, when a device has bricked and unable to power on, you might try to flash it through official means with the software that was provided by Samsung and using their official software, but it won't work. It won't work. Every time you try to use the official means, the phone is still bricked even after you flash a new operating system to it. So a way to get around that I've used in the past is to use a custom recovery and do it that way, because normally you can back up your existing operating system with everything on it and keep it somewhere safe in case something like that happens in the future. It's an edge case, but and that rarely happens, but it's good to have that just in case. Next is that Sony's new PS5 model weighs less because it has a smaller heatsink. A new PS5 model started appearing in Australia, Japan, and parts of the US earlier this month. This new stand design, the mysterious reduction in weight. Thanks to teardown video YouTuber Austin Evans, I need to go watch that video. The mystery has now been solved. Sony has changed the heatsink that helps cool the PS5. The new heatsink is significantly smaller than the original and makes up for the entire weight reduction of 300 grams, so 0.6 pounds, according to Austin Evans. So it's not clear why Sony has swapped out the heatsink so early in the lifespan of the PS5, but Evans does note that his particular unit ran hotter as a result, with the rear exhaust temperature being 3 to 5 degrees higher than that could be down to manufacturing variants. Here's an image of the two PlayStation 5 being torn down side by side. The left side, I'm guessing, is the original PS5, and this is the new one with the reduced cooler size. So yeah guys, that's the final story for today. If you like the video, you can leave a like, subscribe to the channel. This has been Wolf. Thanks for watching.